something that has been following me for a big time in my life is fear. For some reason, I felt that fear was being responsible. It's like if I wasn't worried or afraid, I would be not thinking about it, not caring. And it's actually the opposite. And if you talk about law of the attraction, they say that feeling fear is attracting more fear. And I agree. And I want to tell you why, but in a different way. Because you have a brain, and the brain, we think the brain's very clever, and in a way it is, and in another way it isn't. Because as soon as our brain thinks that something is true, it seeks to find something that gives evidence that it is true. So if I feel afraid of something, my brain will show me things that support my fear. I spoke to someone recently. She said, I'm afraid to go out on social media because it can be really hard and you can be harassed and people can be mean to you. I don't want that. And she brought up an extreme example that happened to a coach friend of mine several years ago, that she was attacked by a man that put a lot of awful pictures on her Facebook wall. That happened to not just that person. I think there were 3, maybe 4 people involved in that. And it was just one man. For some reason, he got irritated of them, so he wanted just to do bad things for them on Facebook. And she was living in the fear that that would happen to her. And I said, well, it's not realistic. It's something that happened to a few people. It didn't happen to most of us. So it's, but when you live in that fear, you will see those things. And of course, sometimes you will get bad comments on something on Facebook, and maybe you will feel like attacked personally by it. And if you see that happen to different people, it's because your brain is wired to notice it. So you need to trick the brain to change. And by being conscious is one way of tricking it, and say, yeah, it's true that some people will get harassed on Facebook. It's also true that other people will never be harassed. Both of them are true. So which one do you want to give focus to? Well, I would prefer the one that says that most people do not get harassed. So it's nothing to be afraid of being on Facebook. And if you can show the brain that both of these ideas are true, and actually the more positive one is more true because it's more people that have good relationships on Facebook than the other part. So then the brain can change what it believes to be true. And now, when you don't feel that the bad thing is true, you feel that the good thing is true, and you focus on that, your brain will seek to get evidence for that. So can you see how you really are changing your reality by changing focus? And this trick with the brain, I learned from Byron Katie. I think she's brilliant. So you have to trick the brain so it will believe what you want it to believe. And if you, she has a process with some questions and the turnaround. And if you're interested, look it up. Byron Katie, Loving What Is the book. And just by focusing on and see what else is true. I have an idea, I believe this is true. What else is true? It can be two opposites that are true at the same time. So which one do you want to focus on? That step in by itself can change your brain. So something else, if you haven't done it already, that can change your brain is my 5-step process that you can download on this page. Not on this page, but on my webpage, on the front page. So if you haven't done so already, go and do it now. Bye for now.